Love isn't just about romance. It's about the internal battles we fight, the wounds we carry, and the ways we learn to heal together. There is no couple in television history who embodies this more profoundly than Ralph Angel and Darla from the acclaimed series Queen Sugar. Their relationship is a raw exploration of trauma, redemption, and a lifelong process of rebuilding trust. But what psychological forces are really at play in their dynamic? From attachment theory and trauma bonding to betrayal trauma in the neuroscience of addiction recovery, let's break down the psychological depths of their love story and what it teaches us about the power of healing relationships. At the core of Ralph Angel and Darla's relationship is attachment theory, a psychological framework developed by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth. According to attachment theory, the way we bond with caregivers in childhood deeply influences how we connect in adult relationships. Ralph Angel's deep-seated fear of abandonment stems from his past, losing his mother at a young age and growing up under the rigid yet loving presence of his father. This results in an anxious attachment style, where he craves love but also fears betrayal, making him highly sensitive to perceived rejection or dishonesty. Darla, on the other hand, exhibits signs of disorganized attachment, a mix of anxious and avoidant traits. Her battle with addiction is rooted in unresolved trauma, making her isolate between seeking connection and withdrawing when things become too overwhelming. Together they form a cycle where Ralph Angel clings tightly, fearing loss, while Darla struggles to believe she deserves unconditional love. Their journey toward healing requires both of them to challenge these ingrained patterns. Another key psychological factor in their relationship is trauma bonding, a concept first explored by psychologist Donald Dutton. Trauma bonds occur when two people develop an intense emotional connection through repeated cycles of emotional pain and intermittent reinforcement. How trauma bonding manifests. Ralph Angel and Darla's love is forged in struggle, from Darla's substance abuse and relapses to Ralph Angel's financial hardships and criminal past. They both face abandonment and hardship, which makes their connection feel deeply familiar. Psychologically, the brain can mistake intensity for intimacy, meaning that because their love has survived so much pain, it feels deeper and more meaningful. Over time, they must learn to distinguish between love and trauma bonding. This means building a relationship based on security, not just survival. This is where earned secure attachment comes in. Darla, through therapy and recovery, begins to establish a sense of self-worth beyond her past. Ralph Angel, through fatherhood and learning emotional regulation, becomes more secure in himself, allowing their love to evolve into something healthier. One of the most pivotal moments in their relationship is when Darla reveals that Ralph Angel may not be Blue's biological father. This moment shatters Ralph Angel's sense of identity and security, triggering what psychologists call betrayal trauma. Upon hearing the truth, Ralph Angel experiences an identity crisis. He's defined himself as Blue's father, and now his reality is shaken. Betrayal trauma research, pioneered by Jennifer Fred, suggests that when trust is broken in close relationships, the brain struggles to process the contradiction between love and pain. True recovery from betrayal trauma requires both accountability and emotional safety. Darla, now in recovery, takes full responsibility, which is essential for rebuilding trust. Ralph Angel, through introspection and time, learns to redefine fatherhood beyond biology, demonstrating post-traumatic growth, a psychological phenomenon where individuals emerge stronger after facing deep emotional wounds. A key theme in Queen Sugar is breaking generational cycles. Ralph Angel and Darla's relationship isn't just about love, it's about redefining what love looks like for the next generation. Research by psychologists like Dr. Joy DeGray explores how trauma can be passed down through generations, shaping beliefs about relationships, self-worth, and survival. Ralph Angel, raised by a strict but loving father, inherits a deep sense of duty but also internalized pressure to prove himself. Darla, raised by emotionally distant parents, struggles to believe in unconditional love. By the final seasons, Ralph Angel and Darla's love transforms into something deeper, built on respect, resilience, and genuine partnership. Their marriage represents a psychological triumph, proving that even the most fractured relationships can find renewal. They embody the power of redemption, showing that love isn't just about passion, but about doing the hard work of healing together. Their story reminds us that while pain may shape us, it doesn't have to define us. Ralph Angel and Darla's love story is not about perfection, but about transformation. They show us that healing in relationships isn't linear. It requires unlearning past patterns, rebuilding trust, and making conscious choices to love from a place of security rather than fear. Psychologically, their story mirrors the real-life challenges of relationships shaped by trauma, addiction, and betrayal. But it also gives hope that love, when nurtured with patience and accountability, can withstand even the deepest wounds. What resonated with you most about their journey? Do you think they were meant to be together? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the psychology of the stories we love.